Acts 8:26 through 40 records a powerful example of conversion as Philip is sent to teach a man from Ethiopia. This man was not ordinary. He was a eunuch of great authority, entrusted with the treasury of the queen. His position shows influence and responsibility, yet despite his status, he was still in need of salvation. The text also shows he was religious, having gone to Jerusalem to worship, but being religious did not mean he was saved. As he traveled, he was reading from Isaiah, specifically a passage that prophesied the suffering of Christ when Philip approached him. He asked a question, a simple question. Understandest thou what thou readest? This reveals an important truth. Reading the scripture alone is not always enough. Proper understanding is necessary. The eunuch humbly admitted his need for guidance and asked Philip to teach him. This reflects the attitude God desires because we are commanded to seek understanding as seen in Ephesians 5:17. There's also a clear principle that teaching is required for one to come to God, as shown in John 6:44 through 45. Beginning from that very scripture, Philip preached Jesus to him. The prophecy in Isaiah pointed directly to Christ, his suffering, his sacrifice, and his death for the sins of mankind. Philip did not ignore the text. He used it to reveal Jesus as the fulfillment. This shows that without Jesus, there is no hope, a truth also emphasized in Ephesians 2:12. However, preaching Jesus involves more than simply talking about who he is. The text shows that it includes teaching what Jesus requires. After Philip preached Jesus, the next recorded response from the eunuch was immediate. See, here is water. What doth hinder me to be baptized? This statement is critical. It shows that baptism was included in the message Philip preached. There's no other way to explain how the eunuch came to this conclusion unless baptism was part of the teaching. This pattern is consistent throughout the New Testament. When people heard and accepted the gospel, they responded without delay. In Acts 2:38 through 41 and Acts 16:30 through 40, those who believed were baptized immediately. The urgency is explained by the purpose of baptism. It is for the remission of sins, as taught in Acts 2:38 and Acts 22:16. The eunuch did not delay or argue. He obeyed. After confessing his faith, he was baptized. At that moment, Philip's mission was complete and the Spirit took him away. The eunuch then continued his journey, but now with something he did not have before: salvation. The scripture says he went on his way rejoicing, showing the result of obedient faith. This account teaches that status, sincerity, and religious activity are not enough. One must hear the truth, understand it, believe in Jesus, and obey the gospel. As emphasized in Romans 10:16 and 2 Thessalonians 1:7 through 9, obedience to the gospel is required for all. The example of the Ethiopian eunuch stands as a clear pattern. When Jesus is truly preached, people learn what they must do, and when they respond in faith and obedience, they too can go on their way rejoicing.